Hello everyone, welcome back to Brian's Mysteries and Adventures on Trail. Today's case takes us to Pfeiffer Big Sur State Park, all the way back to the year of 2015. In order to understand this case, I just want to talk a little bit about the area, Big Sur, the state park. This is along California's coast. It is known to be one of the most beautiful coastal drives in the world. People come from all over the United States and all over other countries to do this drive. It's very mountainous. It's right along the ocean, as seen in this video clip right here. Harold Drake was 76 years old at the time. He was very familiar with this area. He was a very avid outdoorsman. On July 8th of 2015, he was camping and hiking with a friend of his in Pfeiffer Big Sur State Park. Here is a map of the general location. It is south of Santa Cruz and the towns of Monterey, California. Harold Lawrence Drake was a retired high school math teacher. He was in absolutely great physical condition for his age. As I said, he was an experienced hiker. Let's look at some pictures of Mr. Drake. At the time, he was 76 years old, 5 foot 9 inches tall, and 160 pounds. He was last seen wearing a gray shirt, black pants, black suspenders, hiking boots. He has white hair and blue eyes and was always wearing glasses. This is a picture of Harold when he was younger, when he was hiking the Three Sisters Wilderness area. Throughout his life, he had hiked all over California, Oregon, and Washington State. This is a satellite view of how big the state park that he was camping in at the time of his disappearance. On July 8th of 2015, which was a Wednesday, he left his camping partner. He had decided to go on a solitary hike that day. He had promised that he was going to return later that afternoon, however, he never returned. When he left, he was carrying a gallon of water, a small pack containing snacks, wearing the clothing that I previously mentioned. After failing to return, his friend promptly reported him missing, and search and rescue from Monterey County Sheriff's Office and Monterey County Urban Search and Rescue teams immediately rushed to the area and began their search for Harold Drake. At first, they thought they would find him relatively quickly. They thought he had just probably wandered off one of the trails. The trails are very well marked throughout the park, but many visitors like to go off trail, find new routes, or just explore more. Harold Drake was known to love to find new routes. They thought he was just possibly stuck somewhere, gotten turned around, and was looking for his way back to the campsite. The search and rescue teams conducted their search on Pine Ridge Trail and Mount Manuel Trail, which are the main trails leading out of the park. Then California State Park Rangers conducted a search of Pfeiffer State Park and all the adjacent shorter trails. After failing to find Harold throughout all these searches, another SAR team joined the search and began searching the Big Sur River Gorge, which is a very popular destination, but it also leads away from the park. Helicopters from the Naval Air Station in Fresno County, State Air National Guard, and California Highway Patrol also helped with the search. By that Sunday, the search crews had searched over 100 miles of trail and river and still had not found Mr. Drake. Not only that, this story had become very big news in the area. Hikers and campers were all made aware. There were other volunteers coming forward. No one found any articles of clothing, his glasses, any food items, nothing. What started out as a small search, thinking that they would find him relatively quickly, turned into a massive search, one of the biggest in that area's history. On August 10th of 2015, more search and rescue teams from Monterey and Santa Cruz County arrived to conduct further searches of the various trails and still came up with no leads and no sign of Harold Drake. Sadly, after over a week of a massive intensive search, they had to call off all their ground team efforts. To this day, no sign of Harold Drake has ever been found. They believe that he most likely died somehow in the wilderness One of his friends said that Harold was not the kind of hiker to get himself into trouble or get lost. He had hiked the John Muir Trail with him and also parts of the Pacific Crest Trail with him. He said that Harold was always the guy in the lead. He was always the one that knew the way, was very prepared. Nobody that knew him could understand how he could get lost on this very simple hike where he had been before. He knew this campground. He had been on many more difficult hikes. But at the same time, it is very easy for anyone, no matter how much experience you have, to get lost. It can happen, and it does happen all the time. Oftentimes, overconfidence in your experience level turns out to be your weakness or downfall. I'm not saying that's what happened with Harold Drake. I'm just saying that does happen. The 9-year anniversary of his disappearance just passed, and although millions of people have been through that area, not one piece of clothing, nothing has ever been found to give anyone any idea of what happened to Harold Drake. Because he has never been found, this is still an open investigation. The Monterey County Sheriff's Department is in charge of it. If you have any information regarding this case, you can contact them at 831-755-3722 and reference case number 15-03836. Of course, I'll have all this information in the description. The more people that know about these cases, the more chances they have to be found. People that are vacationing in that area, people that know what he was last wearing, they might not disregard something like a piece of clothing they might see. So please share this with anyone you think might be going to that area or just in general. My thoughts and prayers go out to Harold Drake, his family, his friends, all his loved ones. I hope and pray that one day he will be found and be able to be brought back to his loved ones. Now I wanted to do an update on my last video when we were discussing the disappearance of Warren Elliott. Just that day, he was thankfully found safe. Another hiker that was in the area had run into Mr. Elliott. Mr. Elliott informed the person that he had been lost for several days. The search and rescue teams were immediately notified. Thankfully, aside being a little hungry and a little thirsty, Mr. Elliott was unharmed. They brought in a helicopter to airlift him out, get him some medical assistance. Mr. Elliott told them that that day that he had walked away from his group on the Rubicon Trail, he had simply decided to go for a short walk, but then on his way back to the group, he took one wrong turn, and that's where he ended up getting lost. And although he was found 9 miles from Rubicon Springs, which is where he got lost, that's 9 miles as the crow flies, he had walked many more miles than just 9 miles. There are a lot of water sources in and around that area. He stated that he was able to get water and survive on a few berries. He was found at this reservoir, which is down in the South Lake Tahoe area. He is said to be in good spirits and doing well. My thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family, also to all the search and rescue teams, the authorities, all the volunteers, everybody who assisted in going out and looking for him, as well as the hiker that assisted him. It is always so wonderful when the story ends in this positive way. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for all your support. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's free and helps out the channel a lot. Definitely leave me some comments. I love hearing from you all. Special thank you to co.ag for providing the background music. Hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking with me to the end. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for all your patience with the upload schedule. I'm still working on those 2 videos that I mentioned in the last couple videos. I'm just taking a little bit longer to edit them. Next video should be posting in 3 or 4 days. I am still trying to raise funds and figure out a way to get out to help that team in Washington State Wilderness Search Investigations. I'd really love to be able to go out and help them out. I'll have the team's info in the description, as well as all of my info. If you are able to donate, that would be awesome. And thank you for any of you that have. But if not, it's totally understandable. I totally understand. Just liking or subscribing, any type of feedback, that's awesome. I love hearing from you all. You all mean the world to me, and your support is just awesome. I hope everyone is having a great summer, and I'll see you in the next one.